Oh, that looks great.
Thanks.
No, that looks much, much cleaner. There to follow.
Okay. Well, Obrad, we'll start with you. I'm sure you don't have too many updates since you were out for a good portion of the last week, but
Yeah. So the only thing that we actually did, I submitted the books purchased by sales reps, right?
Mhm.
That's the only thing. So we have to take a look at it and see. You know, do you want me to just distribute that to everybody, like you said in the email, or
I think
what should we do?
let's take the 2021
Okay.
or yeah,
Yeah,
2021
you said that. Yes.
books,
Yes.
and let's look. Like, let's just do a once over just to make sure it looks okay.
Mhm.
And then we'll send it to Phil.
To the group. Okay.
Just to Phil.
But Jocelyn and Scott McDougal are also waiting for the same data.
Yep.
And then you said to send it to just 1 second. Ali.
Yep.
Yeah. So Scott, Phil, Jocelyn, and Ali.
Okay. And then if they have any comments or want any clarification, we can do stuff there. But yep, I think we can definitely wrap that up in the next day or so.
Yes. So Maria Yunus came back with the go ahead and try to test the server. I am testing it this morning, but I cannot still get to the QA server. Got a report on that.
Okay.
It was said that Martin was able to download, publish it, everything, but still getting. I don't know if it's a VPN, and I don't know if you guys got the notification that the network password has to be changed.
I did.
I have to do that. I think it's a craziest policy, 90 days. I mean, they could have made it at least 180 days. I mean, if the hacker...
The last 2 years without it, and no one seems to have blinked, but now we got to do it again.
I know. But I think 90 days is just too much. I mean, 4 passwords in a year. And the thing is, you have like 20 sites that are dependent on that password.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, I've got to do that as well.
It's just personal thing. All right. We're moving forward with Customer Master.
Okay.
I'm going to create the JIRA today for Customer Master. And then, just this morning I did end of the month procedures things. So I think the report now came in.
That's somewhere. Did I get rid of that? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Anything on your map this week that isn't those 3?
This week, certainly. We're going to have a managerial analytics dashboard meeting, so that's probably going to start moving forward.
Mhm.
Confluence page. I think that can be like still number 4. And other than that, take a look at the portfolio groups and see where that is. Canceled standing order report is going on. It's Jira out there. That's it, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna see all the usage data and everything where that is
Mhm.
for ACIC. So we have to do that, refresh that data. Let me just take a look right now, see where that is. Come on. Okay. Where is this?
I was also going to show you all. This came up with between Obrad and I and Phil a couple of weeks ago was the other part of the books thing, and I'm guessing there's a better data way to do this. But I was going to kind of show you what I worked on yesterday regarding Answer Connect and ARM subscriptions and customers when it will open. Because one of the questions that we keep getting over and over again is, does this ARM customer have learning? Does this ARM customer have Answer Connect? Does this ARM customer have this specific add-on? Does this Answer Connect customer get whatever? So I created, using the inventory files for each month, basically a list of every customer who sells, which is the selling DTN. So these would be the customers that would be looking for add-on, or the reps that would be adding on any content. It flags what's the core package. In here we can put different add-ons that will then flag down that column. These are all the customers who have a learning subscription with us, and these are all the customers that then have ARM. So when they ask, is there which Answer Connect customers don't have learning, it's all of these. Like I said, I'm guessing there's ways to do that in SQL and that are much better than doing it the way I did it in Excel. But if you're interested on these, I can share the folders with you, and you can tell me if there's a better way to do this in a more systematic way to do this each month.
Hey Dan, on in Salesforce, don't we have those has flags that denote like a customer has research or?
I don't think I think it's at too high of a level, if I remember right.
Oh, is that?
I think it's like, do they have software? Do they have research? And it doesn't go down to like the product families. But it's been a while since I've looked at those flags. I don't know if you remember off the top of your head or anything, but.
Then here the core packages I haven't seen like for ARM anywhere. It's like, have you added this separately done regarding the core packages for ARM?
Yeah, so I can.
So is there any master data for that then, like, because
yes.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Our map. Excuse me. There's I'll pull it up. I think most of them are
static then. It is static.
Yeah, most of them are static.
Okay.
I think they're all static. I think there's one that's a bundle. So you have to look at the component number and not the bundle number, but it's pretty easy.
Okay.
So yeah, I can share that data with you whenever.
Okay.
Yeah, let's look into that has flag on Salesforce.
Yeah,
Just to see.
I'm
Yeah,
looking right
we
now.
have hash flags everywhere in the table. Hash flags. What do you want to look over? Flags we have added in it. Salesforce have it. Yeah, accounts we have.
Well, we can move on. We can look at that later. It's not a high priority or anything, but
Yeah.
You know, Dan, like, if it is in the back end, I won't be adding all the columns often. Whatever is needed, usually I will be adding it. So,
okay.
I just dropped partial list of has flag.
okay.
There's a lot of them, guys.
Yeah. So, usually in the accounts,
Is it accounts object that has this?
yeah. Accounts objects has all that. You can just check it out. But one time Dan Choi was asking me to add all the hash flags. So in the accounts, I remember adding it over. If it is added like newly, any columns that's been added new, it won't be there. So if we want it, we can just have that added. But I see like hash learning, uh, some of the things like that. So whatever is particular columns, we can just add it to the accounts object. We
And
have the
are those,
visibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might have more.
That's what it's like added like long back, right? If it is like new column, and if the account like whatever we are having has the visibility to that column, we will be seeing that in the backend, and we can just add it to the accounts object.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll put together some concept, some ideas, and we can talk through that in the next few days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Obred?
That is all for now. I'm gonna have to work on some of the goals as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep. I think everybody.
The goals, did we have to put that in by January or February?
Oh boy. I didn't get an email telling me I need to do it now, so I'm guessing February because I haven't done it either.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Hey, Mohammed, how are you doing?
Yes, Dan.
Is there anything going on that you want to keep us abreast of so far on the SAP migration project?
Yeah, so like I have the access on all the reports. I have looking into actually the two most prominent report about the data source. I'm trying to identify the data source and the field's name that we need to migrate.
Okay.
So the two major reports is one is that like I am actually almost done about the field identification and the connection information for the account information report.
Great. So you'll have a lot to give Mahak when he gets back then.
Yeah, I mean, like that's actually what we had a very high level conversation to start working like that one. So once Mahek will come back, then we'll be actually on full phase.
Wonderful, great. Well, that's good to know. If there's anything, you can always reach out to us if there's anything else. Priya knows all that stuff with the data sources. So if there's anything else, let me know. But that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Anything else you need from us this week, or?
No, that's
okay.
The thing. Yeah.
You make things easy, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Priya, your turn.
Yeah, sure. And So I was talking about the Azure usage issue. I think you remember last time the loading issue, like, for a month, what I was doing is whenever Obed was asking it, I was just running the job manually because it was failing.
Hmm.
So what I did is, as I said last time, um, I I just moved, I just separated the jobs done, like, large jobs.
Hmm.
And, this Friday, everything got okay and the table got refreshed.
Okay.
So separation of the jobs and redeploying it helped. So that is the update on the Azure usage loads, and that is done. And the second task is regarding the managerial analytics with products, like the sample data, whatever I have said. And I told you, like, the app use data was not loading. Yes,
Right.
there was an issue with the line item and the header table.
Hmm.
Actually, there was change in the columns, and so the jobs was failing. So I just what I did is I just what we have to do is, like, whenever a column is getting dropped from the table, usually the jobs will get failed. So the line item and the header, that is apt as proposal, and the apt use line item table, both the columns has been fixed and redeployed. I redeployed and I reran the mat with product. Now the data is coming into place, so we can see the payment details in our mat with product table. I will be sending you the latest data to you just to review.
Okay.
Um, so that is the backend change I have done. And the third thing is regarding the IP usage. You asked for one account, right? And it literally took 3 hours to get the data. So
Three
that
hours.
is it's taking minimum 3 hours to get the data for one account, that too for a year. So yeah, whatever, Ray said was it's real, it's taking three, because what they did is, like, and they are getting the data from the scratch and they are building everything. So that's how it is done.
Okay.
So yeah, so what I was doing when I was doing that, what I did is I directly, for usage, I directly go and utilize our Azure table, and then just I will get only the IP details. That's what I was doing. That was so easy. So I think we can just, something like that, like, if we have the use, what he is doing is he is taking the usage from the scratch and he's trying to do it. So that is the difference I see it, Jan. So whatever we have the usage table, we can make use of it, right? We already have the doc and search table.
Hmm.
We know the account. If, the thing is, like, we just need to know the IP and what are all the accounts using that IP. Like, what are the users in that account using the IP. So that's my thought, but I haven't done anything on it. I just ran it and it took like 3 hours to complete the job done. So,
So if someone if we're going to use
uh-huh.
the Azure table approach, it seems
Mhm.
easier and we'll get this there.
Yes,
What do we need to
yes.
provide you to get that information? Is it still just
So
the
what
account number?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that the code, whatever he has given,
Hmm.
the usage code, he is doing it from scratch, okay?
Right.
But already we have the usage table in our backend,
Hmm.
like doc and search usage. So that's
Right.
what we have, right? Instead of doing this query from the scratch, why don't we take the usage from whatever has been processed already in the table and then just go with the IP? So that is the something I'm just proposing that, but I need to talk with Ray whether this works or not. But this is my approach. Like, I'm just thinking to do like this. If we go in this way, I'm sure, like, we can reduce the time, because once we are going to automate this for one account for a year, if it takes 3 hours to get the result,
Hmm.
it's like, I know I'm if it is like, okay, we can just go it, but this is the way when I check, when I go through the code, this is what I am saying, like, already we have the usage. Why don't we just get the IP and have that combined? So that's what I was thinking. But anyhow, I haven't got any issues or anything. I got the result and got the result in the sense there is no usage yet, but the
Yeah, I know.
code ran properly and I don't had any issue on it. So
Okay.
we have
So
a perfect code. Yeah.
I think your idea makes sense to me. Like if it works, like
Mhm.
I don't like the idea of spending 3 hours on IP
Yeah.
usage access because these are for generally schools who are not big customers, just like to cause problems, and this is just like they need to be able to have this so they can justify the cost.
Yes.
And so like it does seem like if we're spending 3 hours, that's a waste of everybody's resources.
It's just if we are going to automate, we are not going there, but it takes like the job will take like 3 hours to complete a task. So that's what it's going to be. Even the usage data takes only like that much time, like all the views, tables, everything takes only that much time to complete. So that's what I was thinking about it. But yeah,
So
I will have it. Yeah, yes, Jen.
so with the usage that's in like the retention dashboard, if we were looking at an account that's a school that uses the IP easy proxy process for access, how would the documents how would the doc views and searches appear on the retention dashboard?
Retention dashboard usage.
It would just be the doc and search numbers, right?
Yeah, it's just the numbers only. Everywhere it's just the numbers, I think.
Yeah,
Nowhere we are
those.
just using the IP and users, right? It's just all at account level we will be showing that.
But we also have on the usage, we have the actual search terms on the usage tab, and we also have the documents that were looked at as well. But again, those are directly from the tables,
Yeah.
and whatever the table shows, that's how it is, and it's connected via account.
Right. So I guess yeah. So if we're able to just append that information
Yeah.
there and add the IP address that accesses that doc view or search, I see no reason why we wouldn't go that way versus
Yeah.
our approach.
What logic they have implemented? I think then we need the usage for that account, and then we need to find like who are all the users access that, and then
Okay.
we can just find their corresponding IP, and then we can just map it to our, because in the VDoc and search we have the user detail, that is the
Okay.
email. Just we have to come back and map it. So this is what my approach is going to be.
Okay.
So yeah, I have to talk with Ray and see like whether whatever I say works.
Okay.
So that we can just reduce like so many hours. Like it should be like within like I guess it should be less than 30 minutes.
Right.
So yeah, if we
I
use
like that.
if we use the table directly. So that is what I come to know when I just ran like I just ran it by part by part, and that's why I came to know what they have used. So
Right.
that is what it's done.
Right.
So that is regarding the IP usage. Then next is the regarding the customer master.
Okay.
I spoke with the technical team, and I came to know the filters and how they are getting the data. At the high level, what I can say is they are just getting the sales org with business partner function, that is sold to and shipped to. That is the two filters they are mainly using, but there are a lot of tables involved in it which we don't require at this time.
Okay.
So I asked them we will be creating the Jira, and we will be just saying we need the reminding all the organizations whatever we require as a delta and one complete load. So that is what I have talked to them, and they are okay to give this. And
Okay.
I think I just told Obra just today, and so he will be creating the Jira, and it will be assigned to Shubham. So that's what it's going to be. So once we start getting this customer master, then I will just the filters I need to apply it in the packet, and I will be creating the complete customer master for whole TAA North America. So that's what it's going to be.
Wonderful.
So that is regarding the um, customer master load. And today, for another 2 days, I will be having the monthly refresh for this week. Uh, uh, Once the Azure data is getting loaded, I need to again rerun the usage data, and then I will be just working for RD and remaining a monthly load step. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Awesome. That's great. And I will touch base again. I forgot to do that with Joe about the Azure migration.
Yeah, okay then. Yeah, got it. And today you saw the Intel Connect, right? I was,
Yes.
because Mehak was asking me about the access. I think they disabled it. I think the mail says like, they disable the access, it seems that Joe. So if you say like we need, you will be replying to that, right? And so,
Yeah.
yeah, okay then. Yeah, because Mahek is the one who will be using that Canadian team, so they need that credential for IC usage and so. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I will respond to that and touch base with Joe generally about the whole migration since we've kind of been left in the dark.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
Results?
Shipping. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, Dan.
You can always correct me. Don't feel like
Sure.
you can't. I have no ego.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what we'll be going over today in our hour meeting. Okay.
Y- Yeah, I wouldn't change anything yet, Karen. But what's going to happen? The data, the underlying data, then we just have to make sure that it's showing properly in the filters, and if there are any logic tied to those statuses, then we would have to change the logic as well accordingly. But I wouldn't do that until the overall change happens in the underlying data. And then are we on there like a notification list? Like when the change happens, we will be notified?
I will reach out again and make sure that we are. I would assume not, even though I've asked for that. But I will reach out to I forget who sent us the information, who's leading the project.
You know what? I think I put myself as a watcher on two of the JIRAs that are related, but I
Okay.
have not seen any changes coming to me. So
Okay.
I have to check again.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and I sent you all the information on what they are, right? I think I did all that on what the new statuses will be. Okay. Mhm. Sure. Well, but do we have the data on the accounts that have canceled and their usage? Do we have any analysis like that right now in the high, low, medium risk? Okay.
But the classification, Karen, usually we won't include the, cancellations. That's what you mean, right? We won't be including any cancellations. So cancellations come from the sales activity. We won't be having it in the usage. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, that is from the sales activity we are getting. And we won't be accounting any cancelled accounts in MIPA. If you see, like, if they are canceling the contract, we won't be including that contract in MIPA. So whatever we have is like, it's the active contracts that we take into account. You got it right. So that's the first condition for all our cases is like, we won't include any accounts with the cancelled contracts in our calculation. Everything is like, active contracts, whatever we have. So I gave you the condition, right? So usually whenever we go, the first thing with the sales activity we do is we will be getting the active inventory, or if it is a sales activity data, we will be checking whether it's cancelled or not, no billing blocks, and it should not be in status 10. So these were the things we usually check for the accounts. And it will be in the sales activity, cancel details and all the steps.
Is the cancellation? Oh, sorry, Karen. What
Yeah.
question do we have before we move? What the if we is the cancellation report on the contract level or the account level?
Contract level and cancellation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be our first condition, right? And so if any contracts got cancelled, we will be just ignoring that contract and we will go further. So if the MIPA table, if you see, everything will be at the contract level, we will be getting into.
Let's see. I'm gonna. Since we've got a little bit of time,
Mhm.
I want to think through this a bit. I think this is an interesting thought experiment. So let's say this is determining usage warning levels by canceled contracts. if we have a contract, if it's renewed, it's outside of scope. We don't care. If it's canceled for this analysis, we would want it. This would be, and what would we would know? What number, products, and everything that goes with those two components, right?
Mhm.
But currently, we're only looking at usage for things in the red bucket. So once a contract is canceled, it kind of disappears from our data.
Yes, exactly, Dan. Because the usage is at the account level, it's not at the contract level, right? So it goes at the usage level. So we have at the account level only the usage. So how we will be coming to know, like, which contract? It's not at the account. You got it, what I'm talking about, right? So usage is at the account level. It's not at the contract level.
Do we have any reports that? So let's say there's two kinds of customers: customers who cancel a contract and customers who cancel everything. Are we able to flag customers that cancel everything?
Customer cancel. So start date and the end date will be the same. Then if that is the case, something like that we need to check.
No, what he means is like if a customer cancels all of their inventory with us, right, Dan?
Yes.
Like
We
they
don't
would
have
cancel.
any report.
They would cancel all of the contracts with us, right?
Oh.
Here you can cancel a certain product, you can cancel one contract but keep the other.
Oh, yeah,
But
exactly.
if you
Yeah.
cancel everything, then
I don't know
how we would know that then?
Yeah, I'm not sure. How we will know that?
I mean, it will not show up on our reports if there is no.
No, sales sales activity we can get it out, right? Because everything is like, sales activity. We ask them to give even cancelled. Everything is coming in our sales activity. When we filter for RNL, we are taking only the active contracts. That is, we are not taking the cancelled into account. So the all cancelled contracts will go off. And how do we know, like, for the account, how many contracts were there and how many they cancelled?
Yeah, that's
Total
tricky.
number of contracts we should be having, right? If that is the case, if there is an account, how many total contracts they had and how many they cancelled, something like that. So 2021 and 2022, I think he is ready.
So if we look at all the contracts that are valid.
Okay. So for an account for 2021, what are all the active contracts you will be getting it, and then you will be comparing it with 2022 data, and that's how you say you will identify the cancelled, added one, everything we can get it if that is the case. For a contract with product level.
I'm thinking, like, because you're right, the contracts, we don't really have usage on the contract. So let's just go with all valid accounts.
Okay.
So these would be new accounts in inventory based on new sales. Anything that's gone, so like they're no longer in this data set. So I'll use an example. Let's just put or 001000100. It's something, I forget how many digits are in there. Let's just say this one doesn't exist here anymore, or let's put another one. Let's put 1 so we can see what they look like. So we got this one. This account still exists. This account no longer exists. It's not found. Beginning inventory or whatever with whatever inventory sales file we want to use. Would we be able to look to see what the usage was, for example, for this account in 2021?
Okay, valid account in 2021. It is not there in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So first I need to find it out. What are all the missing accounts? So missing accounts in the sense it might be contract ended or it might be contract cancelled. So contract cancelled in the sense it should be having there is no renewals for that, right? No, there will be renewal and they cancel, right?
Priya, but the customer could have multiple accounts, right?
Yeah.
So they could be switching between the accounts and everything. It's hard to identify things where in data we have many relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very, very hard to do this. I mean, we can use partially the Salesforce data at the enterprise level, but then again, who are we to say that, if Boston office uses a product that California office should use or something like that. So if we say at the account level,
what we can do is, Brad, first we can compare 2021 and 20, just as simple as it is, just get that account alone. And for that account, we need to check what are all the contracts there, what is their ending date. So if it is cancelled, Jan, how you will, at what point you say it is cancelled? And so what I say is if there is a contract, there will be an end contract date, right? If they are doing it before that end date, then we say it as cancelled, right? So there is no renewal for it. It's just before that's how you say it is cancelled, Dan. Or if the contract is completed, they are leaving us. So that is also a case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at what scenario you will say this account is cancelled? Now you say this 100 is getting cancelled, right? So what is that case? How you will say it is cancelled, and what will be their end date? What will be their contract end date will be, or some of the things like that? Do you have any thoughts on that, Jan? So that at least we will get some idea to find out the cancelled ones.
And then we have to also make a distinction between canceled and expired. I can let the account. I can let the account expire, never renew it. Or contract. But then I can also cancel the account before
that time limit, right? So
there is a
time limit.
Yeah, there is also cancel date, I think.
Yes, we have actually. They will call and they will say they are canceling, right? And what date actually they are canceling. So we have 2 different cancellations.
It will be fun to analyze this type of data.
So it's expire, cancel. Okay, this is correct. Okay, I think we have to identify what is expire and what is cancelled. Yeah, that is not ready.
I mean, just basically by looking at account to account, year over year, we can see the number of contracts for each account. And then, if we see the difference between we would have to also look at the contract numbers, because the contract number could change and the number of contracts stays the same.
Well, and that's, I think we don't worry about. So I guess what I would say is if we want to streamline the thought processes, if someone decides to step up or step down or change their contract, that's a different situation than if they're just outright leaving. And we can maybe do a different analysis for step ups or step downs where the number of contracts or the dollar value associated to the account goes up or down by more than the annual price increase. But I think like with the analysis that Karen's looking at, if we want to flag customers as like their usage is signaling that they're going to cancel or not renew their contract, we can ignore step ups or step downs because that could be for different reasons and why someone would cancel. They might have they still might need the content, but they have tighter pockets, or someone retired and they were the only one who used a specific thing. And I think we want to put those into a different place than, customer 100 here bought Answer Connect 2, and then when their contract ended on X date, they did not renew, they let it expire, or they canceled it outright, and no longer have any inventory in our system. Does that make sense?
Dad, can you repeat that?
Yeah, like
No,
we can see accounts who had a contract and then they don't have it anymore. We can see that.
Contract level you want us to check, and if it is a contract level, then it should be okay.
But the account level would not be?
It would not.
Account level, I am not sure how to make it out. Just if you want account level.
Let's see, do I have inventory files up? I do.
Just for 2021 and 22, Brad, we can just check what are the accounts there in 2021 and 22, right? Just the accounts alone.
Oh, Excel's mad at me. Oh, this is that weird. So this is the weird. I don't even know why I have this one open. So like what I'm thinking is, if we take the inventory file or the beginning inventory file or whatever file we want to see, if we want to see, did Liquid PC, like regardless of like we get it in January 1st, let's just say. If we look a year later, how many of the customers on this list still exist? So is Liquid PC, who seems to have 3 different customer numbers with us for some unknown reason, don't seem that big. Like how many of these numbers are gone? And then what were the usage for that number in the preceding year of the last 12 months of their contract? How about I give you some examples and you can tell me where I'm crazy? That make sense?
Are you gonna look at the account level, just comparing account to account, year over year?
Yeah.
Okay, that's relatively doable. I mean, that's easy to get.
Because I think if we go to the contract level, then we get into all of the confusions of the is it linked to the old contract?
Definitions, yeah.
All the definitions and everything. When really all we're wondering, what Karen's asking for, what we're kind of thinking with this zero usage is similar to the IP access customer that we just talked, that we were just talking about before. That school did not use their product for the last 12 months, and most likely that means they're not going to want to renew their contract. But there's nothing that currently seems to have been flagging that for them, or if it was, the rep didn't look at those emails. So how can we look to see for accounts like that, which are no longer going to be on the books, and warn the reps before? We have the warnings and the high, medium, and low in the retention dashboard, but either maybe we look to see if their alert was for this one account for the school, or if there's something else going on. But I'll put together some notes. But I think, I guess, Karen, short answer to your email is it's a big project to do something like that. Like I worked with corporate strategy on something similar 5 or 6 years ago. I think it is doable, but it would be a lot of data and a lot of manipulation. I think it is worth it. Like I definitely do think it's worth thinking about. Especially, I also like the idea of us owning it as the business instead of having corporate strategy come in, take all of our data, create something, and then disappear into the night, and then never rebuild the information or have it funnel through. Like I don't think any of you were involved in that corporate strategy stuff. I think Dan was, but I don't believe any of you were. For you all to control it makes far more sense, because it would even be a good idea for the TAA levels. I know Dan was talking to Dawn about different things like that, about TAA North America as a whole before he left. Where usage will be different across the different business units, obviously. But it would be, I think, a good exercise to have. But it could also mean we just look at the high, medium, and low risk variables we have today and find out what's happening there, maybe rework that algorithm instead of building from scratch, or we use that internal logic that already should have in a learning system and make it better based on what you're analyzing, Karen. Does that all make sense? Okay.
I actually R code, it's very, I just share that file, right, Kiran? I just know how to run that. You can see some queries inside that. That's what I understand. But, it's like, for me, it's like so hard to get into it. If a new logic or something wants to be done in R, then it's like, I'm not sure I can help with R code. If it is SQL, I can make it out. So that's what I told with Dan Choi too. I was not able to do anything with that R code, whatever I had. I know just to run that code. That's all I can do with that.
So to go back to goals a little, because Obrad's mentioned he's hoping to learn Python this year for one of his developmental goals. Would learning R be one of the goals that you would be interested in, Priya?
Dan, yeah, I need to start it from base if I want to.
No, and it's far more of, I want to be able to help support you all learn whatever you need for your developmental goals that you're putting into the system. But like, if that's something that you'd be interested in learning, not for this project, or if you, maybe if you take a certificate, you use this as, your final project to get it. I don't know. But if it's something you're interested in, let me know and we can work on what that would look like. And if there's ways that the business can help, offset any costs or anything as well. Because there are educational funds and budgets for continuing education as an employee.
Okay, then sure. Okay.
Yeah, I tried. I gave a try to R many years ago, and it seems highly powerful, but it was over my head at that time. It was just too much.
I just started it, but I was not having that much time to make it out, and because of we started, you remember, like with Priyadarshini left, right? After that, I haven't looked into it. Like just, I just know how to just here and there modify it from scratch. It is like, I need to learn, but modifications here and there I can do. Like I can just manage with that, but not like complete R. Can figure it out.
Yeah. No, I've also tried to learn it, and it was you need to focus. That's for
yes,
sure.
Exactly.
It's not every third Thursday of the month or whatever they tell us we should go learn something for an hour.
Yes,
No.
exactly. Yeah.
You need a daily lessons
Yes.
to build one on the other, onto the other. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that also goes to one of the concerns of the retention dashboard is how to, like, if something does need to change with that, you know, I don't think anyone has
Yeah,
the
that's
ability to do it.
actually that's why what Dan Choi was telling is like, once Mehak completes the upsell, even like we can just redo the code with SQL or whatever we can make it out. So that's what we decided at last, I think. So whatever she gave that, we are just running with it. Just like that, we are running the code and we are just getting the result and we are just refreshing the data.
Okay. Well,
That's
and
what
maybe it's
we did.
something that, Karen, that you can run with this, where we create a brand new high, medium, and low. We pull the R, the one that currently exists out, and we replace it with whatever you build.
Yeah,
So
then
we've got
can.
different routes.
Yeah, that's what Dan Choi was also telling us, right? We can just redo it if needed.
Mhm.
Till the time he asked us to manage with our code, whatever was existing there.
So I don't think we answered your question all that great, Karen, but I think we can start planning how we could tackle this idea. But I think the business does need it. So we can work on what that would look like. Maybe once we finish managerial analytics, that will be the next big team project. Great. Oh, sure. That's how I think. So I can send you what I just drew up on those slides too. I can share that to everybody, or but you've all seen me. I think I've whiteboarded with all of you at some point where you just watch me doodle on a thing. But perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when Mahak gets back, we can talk about that. Well, let's get some slides together, what we're looking at, and what the differences are, so we have specific things to point to. And yeah, we can do that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll need to regroup on that. It's everything's kind of in flux right now, so we'll work on that when we get managerial dashboards. I think a lot of that data can help us there. So we'll think about that later. Mhm. Okay. I think that's it. I don't think so. Cool. I think we got a lot covered today. Thank you for your patience and time with me today. And I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Dan.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.